So we're going to talk about The Substance, the movie. So if you haven't seen the movie and you want to watch it, this is going to be a spoiler alert, bro. I'm going to say that again. It's a spoiler alert, as in I am going to talk about the movie. So if you haven't seen the movie, but you want to watch the movie and you don't want me to spoil the movie for you, then go ahead and scroll. Go ahead and save this movie, this TikTok. Go ahead and bookmark it, like it, however you come back to your stuff. And after you watch the movie, then come back to this and we can talk about it. Or if you don't mind the spoiler and you just want to hear what I have to say about the movie, then stick around, because, we do that. And if for some odd reason you don't want the movie to get spoiled and you still stick around and then you comment about how I ruined the movie for you, then you're a dumbass. Not gonna lie to you. 111, because I just sat here for about a minute and 15 seconds and gave you the chance to scroll away from the movie, the fucking TikTok. I gave you a minute and 21 seconds now to do what you needed to do, pushing a minute and 30 seconds here in 2 seconds. So without further ado, I'm going to talk about this movie, right? So the movie is absolutely insane, right? I did not think the movie was going to be as good as it was. I personally had seen it as I was scrolling through movie titles many times, and I was like, I'm not going to watch that. I'm not going to watch that. It looks stupid. Boy, was I wrong. So the first thing is, the movie is shot almost like a trip. So if you've ever done psychedelics, if you watch the movie, it's going to feel like that. Like the way that they enhance certain colors and textures, the way that they have certain perceptions throughout the movie. Like, I was watching it with my brother and we both said the same thing, because I was sitting here and I was like, why does this movie make you feel like you're tripping? That's exactly how it feels, right? But two extremely profound messages that I found from this movie, and it's definitely a movie that at the end of it, you finish, the scene cuts, the credits roll, and you're like, oh my God, like, you could really take away something from that movie. So the first one would be to love yourself and love how you look, love your body image, love everything about you. And in this, basically, there's a substance you can take, and you take an injection, and it makes a second version of you. Now, this second version of you is younger and better looking than you are, right? And so the catch is, you pretty much split your consciousness. Like, you share your consciousness. I don't even know how the fuck technically it works, but 333. You basically go from living in one body for 7 days, and then you switch to living in the other body for 7 days. So for a week at a time, you get normal you, and then the second week you get new you, right? And so ultimately at the end of the movie, she ends up trying to do the substance treatment again, and she ends up coming out looking absolutely horrid. And then she does all this stuff to basically make herself look cute, like look beautiful, putting on some makeup, some earrings, stuff like that. And that's when the first one hit me. I'm like, all right, like that, the message here is definitely like, appreciate what you look like, because the woman was beautiful to begin with. She didn't need the treatment, but she did it because she had basically gotten replaced at her job that she was working for like 20 years as like a fitness instructor, 444. And they wanted to replace her with somebody that was, quote, younger and hotter. And so obviously she was feeling some type of way. She was feeling less than, even though she had pretty much built an empire, you know what I mean? And so First and foremost, love yourself, love the way that you look. I always say this: you chose the way you were going to look when you chose to incarnate into the family you incarnated into. You knew exactly what you were going to look like as a soul when you came down here. You chose everything about yourself. So if you don't like something about yourself, or if you feel like something's not right with yourself, or like I don't know how to explain it other than that, like, you chose exactly who you were going to be. Like, what color, what eye color, what hair color, what sex you were going to be, gender, whatever you want to call it. You chose all that before you came down here. So message one: love yourself to the fullest, accept yourself for who you are, and love yourself. Extremely empowering. You can't lose doing that. 555. The second message that actually came through, because basically what happens is you have to switch back every 7 days so that this spinal fluid can regenerate. And that basically is what keeps you alive when you're in the second body. So you have these food pouches that you basically give to the body that's not being used. But then when you are the younger version of you, you basically have to go to the real version of you and drain, like, get a needle and like spinal tap some of the fluid and inject it into yourself. And you basically inject it into yourself. And for that, you have to switch every 7 days, or else it's not going to regenerate, right? And basically what happens is the younger version, like, it's still you, but the mind works differently. So I don't know how to explain it, but you'll see when you watch the movie. And so basically, if you don't switch back in the 7 days, damage starts occurring to the regular body, right? And so basically the girl ends up getting super famous, super popular. She ends up going on like national TV for like she ends up going on like national. Yeah, no, I got you. She ends up going on like national TV for like the New Year's ball drop. And she ends up taking a lot because she's getting sick, because the people they're going back and forth pretty much, the older version and the younger version. So the younger version basically, thank you, she gets depressed, and she is just eating a bunch of food, leaving the trash all over the place. So the younger version is getting pissed off, so she basically goes in there and just drains a bunch of the spinal fluid, and she doesn't change back. And so a lot of damage ends up happening to the real version, and that's when she ends up trying to do the procedure again. And so basically she ends up calling the place, and she's like, I want to stop. And they're like, okay, if you're sure you want to stop, we'll send the kit, right? And so basically it's a liquid, and it's another injection, and it basically says like exterminate or like finish, terminate, something like that. But when she injects the new version, the younger one, it doesn't kill her, it wakes her up, right? It wakes her up, and now it is operating as its own entity. And basically the younger one ends up terminating the older one, because now she's all like her body's all like dystrophy. She she is like barely alive at that point. And so the next message that I kind of got from that, I just got a notification again, is that when you are about to walk through the door that God has for you, when you are about to step into the new life that God has for you, you are going to have to completely sacrifice your old life. Like, excuse me, the habits that you used to have, the thought patterning, now I'm not going to say all the hobbies, because some of the hobbies are meant to take you to great places, but some of the hobbies, the things you watch, the things you listen to, the words that you physically speak, you're going to have to leave those in the past. They're going to have no room for you in your future. And at the precise moment that God is like, you know what? It's time. Like, here are these keys, right? Like, here are these keys for you. And that's your door right there. Go ahead and unlock it and walk through it. At that moment, 11:11, that's when you have to leave everything behind you. That's when you have to say, my old life, like, bye. I don't want my old life anymore. And that's exactly what you're doing. Like, God has changed you into a new person. God has completely forged you into a new being. And so why would you go into your new life being the old person that you were rescued from being? You know what I mean? If God gave you a new lease on life, if God gave you the ability to change, why is he then going to allow you to be the same person? He's not. You didn't change so much about yourself. You didn't change. You didn't go through all of this stuff. You didn't develop. You didn't go through all the character development to revert back to the same person you were in chapter 1, 12:12. That's not the way it works. You did all of that character development to stay developed, to be the person that you are in chapter 20 or whatever chapter you're on, right? That's the person that needs to go in. And so get ready, because like I said, y'all's doors are opening. Y'all's doors are coming. You're about to get the keys. And when you go through that door, you have to sacrifice your old life. It's just the way it is. The old you has to cease to exist. Because the world needs the new you. The world needs you, the new and improved you. The world needs God's champions. But yeah, so that's what I took away from the movie, at least. If you've seen the movie and, you know, maybe you agree or disagree, or maybe you got something else that maybe I'm not thinking of right now, like, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it, because I really did not think that movie was going to be as good as it was. That movie was so good, I would watch it again. I would definitely watch it again. Yeah. But much love to everybody as always, and I hope y'all have a blessed day.